In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Salaam Alaikum. Mr. Moderator, our distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, our friends and our enemies.
What just happened here? I don't know what just happened. Sorry about that. Sallallahu Alaikum. In the name of Allah, peace and blessings, Allah be upon us, last and final messenger. As to what follows, family, friends, foes, haters, and hateettes, welcome back to the Feachaz. I greet you all in peace and love with no hatred in my heart. Salaam Alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So before we begin, please like, please subscribe, and please share. As you know, we got a lot of haters up in here. So just press number 1 if y'all can hear me. This subject right here is probably one of the most pressing and important subjects for Western Muslims in our time. All right. And we don't find many people talking about this, but there is an actual massive issue with regards to Muslims in their social capital. And it is pertaining to marriage. And even me, myself, I must admit, I'm having snags trying to find suitable marriage proposals for my own children. Okay. It's a big issue. And I didn't realize how big this issue was until my daughter actually sent me some articles from Pew Research. And then I started digging deep into this. And apparently, this issue is very, very massive in the West. It is very massive. And the numbers are quite telling. And remember, we told y'all before that the Muslim struggle is, in fact, the Black struggle. And we put out the numbers with regards to marriage in the Black community. And we've also said that whatever you see in terms of the Muslims, because the Muslims now, especially since 9/11, have become the new Negroes, okay? All right? You're going to see that kind of play out with, to some level within the demographics in the Muslim community. And it's playing out to a T, even with marriage. And the numbers are very, very, very shocking. Okay. I was very stunned to find these numbers. Okay. But without further ado, first of all, just like, subscribe, share, hit me up on Patreon. If you have kids, especially older kids, you're going to probably want to let them watch this, especially within the both. It doesn't make a difference if you're Black or immigrant or whatnot, because this issue, not only is it plaguing the wider Muslim community, but it is something that most people are facing and they're not really talking about. It is a massive issue. So if you have older kids, especially older kids in the teens, in their 20s or whatnot, you're probably going to want to see this, because this is shocking. This is absolutely shocking. All right. So let me just share some stuff with y'all. Okay. Now, the first thing I want to share with you guys is marital status by religious group. That's the first thing I want to show y'all. Okay, so let me just show y'all 1 second here. Let me just share this. We're gonna delve into this, and we're gonna go deep. And hopefully, some of y'all will join me too, because this is very serious issue, right? And it should be one of the most pressing issues in the wider Muslim community, because this is crazy, right? So hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me just pull this up. There we go. All right, so let me just share with y'all 1 second here. Where are we? Okay, so this one right here, it shows marital status by religious group, right? And they've got pretty much all the major religions in the West, even some in Christian sects. They're divided by Christian sects. So we have here percentage of adults who are married, living with a partner, divorced, separated, widowed, and never married. But the big number we want to look at is the never married number. Okay. So you can see here on the top, you have Buddhists married at 39%, and Catholics and evangelicals and Hindus and whatnot, your typicals, right, who are, very highly percentage-wise married, right? Then you have, of course, the Mormons. Now, the Mormons happen to be the highest percentage of married, and the least, or one of the least percentage not married, never married. But the shocking one here, is that the Muslims, compared to all these religious groups, okay, you have historically Black Protestants who are the least amount of married, okay? They are the least married. Then you have unaffiliated religious non-groups, like just all bunched together, who are second. The third is Muslim. In third place at the bottom are the Muslims. But that's not even the most shocking thing. The most shocking is never married. The Muslims are leading the charge for religious groups that are never married. They have the highest never married population by far at 45%. Nobody else comes even close. Nobody's even pushing 40%. Only the Muslims are pushing over 40%. And they're pushing it by far. The next closest number comes at 37% with the Buddhist and the unaffiliated religious groups. When you are competing with the unaffiliated religious groups for unmarried, you know there's a problem. There is a massive problem. And not only that, but we know that this is a problem because those of us with children of marrying age, we're facing this problem. We're staring this problem right in the face. We're staring this problem right in the face. We are trying to get our children married, and it seems to be like an impossible task. And this development mirrors what is going on in the Black community. Black folk are the largest unmarried group by far. It's not even close, and it's not even close with the Muslims in the West. We are just getting started here. Right? When I started digging deep into this, the numbers were really disturbing and shocking to me because we already knew in the back of our minds there was an issue, but we didn't know how deep it was. Y'all hearing me? We did not know how deep it was. And we knew that some of the problems facing the immigrant population were really, in fact, mirroring the black population. We already understood that because of the culture. Black culture, or what is perceived as black culture, is the dominant culture in the West. Right? You're not going to sell anything without, first infusing it with what is perceived as black culture. Okay. Now I'm going to show you some other stuff here. 1 second. Let me just show y'all something. One second. Let me just get some other stuff here. Hold on, family. I just had it here. I just lost everything. 1 second. Excuse my dustiness. Okay, don't blame me. Don't hate me because you ain't me. Just wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. No, we don't want that one. There's one here that is very shocking. 1 second here. Hold on. Where is it, man? Oh my gosh. Technical difficulties, y'all. Just give me a minute. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's not this one. I don't want this one. Hold on. Where is it? Where's the really shocking one? No. Nope, not this. One second, y'all. I'm just gonna try to find it, man. I just lost it. Brother, okay. 1 second. I'm gonna try to find it somewhere else. 1 second. Here we go. Technical difficulties as usual. Don't go anywhere because this stuff is important. Wait till you see this one. As soon as I get it. Okay, here we go. I'm finding it now. 1 second. There it is. Okay. 1 second, y'all. Where is this chart? This chart is... Here it is. Okay, I got it. Found it. Okay, 1 second, y'all. Okay. Now look. I'm going to show y'all something. One second, y'all. Let me just delete all this other stuff so I can get this one up here for you. Now look at here. No, not this one. Oh my gosh, I pulled up the wrong one again. 1 second. What am I doing? I'm so dusty. I just had it. See, this is why I need help, man. This is crazy, man. This is like embarrassing. Oh my gosh. I just had it and I lost it like a boomer. That's why I need a team, man. I can't do all this stuff with myself. I'm getting too old for this now. 1 second, y'all. Let me just try to find it. This is not it at all. 1 second. You know what? Let me just get the picture of it. 1 second. Let's take the picture of this. Okay, here we go. All right, 1 second. Let me share it with y'all now. So we're going to get rid of this. Okay, I'm back. 1 second here. Okay, so we just saw that the Muslims, they lead the way in terms of unmarried religious groups. And it's not even a competition. It's not close. They are the third least married Muslims. Everybody else is more married more than Muslims in the West, percentage-wise. They are the third least Muslims married and the most, not close, by far, unmarried for all religious groups in the West. Okay? So this here, if y'all can see, let me just share it with y'all. Can you see that? Yeah, y'all can see that. This here from my WhatsApp, mind you, okay? This here, right? This shows the gender composition among Muslims' marital status, okay? It's saying here that the men are married at 72%, and the women are married at what? 28%. I'm going to repeat that. It's saying that the composition of men, Muslim men who are married, Muslim men are married at a 72% rate, and Muslim women are married at a 28% rate.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Did y'all catch that? Now, I'm going to let y'all put in the comments, how is it possible that 72% of the men of marrying age who are Muslim are in fact married, but yet 28% of the Muslim women of marrying age are married? Somebody put it in the chat why they think that is, because we are going to get into that. That is seemingly impossible numbers. And ironically enough, those numbers mirror almost exactly what's going on in the Black community. Sister Tika got it spot on. They are marrying non-Muslim women. All y'all hearing that? They are marrying. We know this is happening because we see it happening right in front of our faces. When I was living in St. Catharines, practically half the men who were married to these white women from St. Catharines. They weren't married to the local Muslim women. I would say about half. Here in Ottawa, the same type of thing, right? A large portion of the Arab brothers here are marrying white women. They're marrying these white converts and stuff like that. Or white converts and stuff like that. Then you have, now even though they're converts, they are Muslim to Muslim converts, right? It's a large portion, large population. They're married to converts, right? I don't know if it's half exactly, right? But what these people are saying, which we know is happening, is that the Muslim men are essentially marrying not converts, because we want them to marry converts. We want these Muslim men to marry converts. This is something that we want, okay? They're marrying non-Muslim women. That's what they're telling you. Where are they getting these non-Muslim women from? Do y'all know? Somebody put in the chat, please. Where are they getting these non-Muslim women from? Thank you. So you got again. The streets, the jobs, the schools. The streets, the jobs, the schools. So the question remains, is there something that is so appealing to these Muslim men about these non-Muslim women that these non-Muslim women have that Muslim women don't have? Do you know what it is? Remember, we keep talking about cultural Islam will eventually die. It will eventually become a thing of the past. This is a big reason why. It is because when you send your sons 16, 17, 18, 19 to high schools, and then you send them to colleges, and then you tell them to wait for marriage when they finish high school or college, and they can't do it, what do you think they're going to do? What do you think you're going to do? We know this is happening. They get to date and sleep with these women. That's exactly what's happening. We already know the answers to these questions. We understand the answers to these questions. You make it so difficult for these young men who need to get married to get married. You don't want your daughters to marry these men, particularly with the immigrant community. The black community is a little bit different, right? The black community would rather marry their sons and daughters at a young age, and we see this happening quite often within the particularly in the black convert community, than to make zina. That we can be proud of in the black community. We will encourage our sons and daughters to get married young. That is something that we can be proud of. Despite all the problems that we have, that is something that we got right. The major problem with us, though, is that we have to train ourselves and our children to actually be husbands and wives. And we have to work as a group. right? But not you, but basically the immigrant community, they're coming here thinking in their heads that what they was doing in the old country is good enough to protect their children. And it's very obvious, just by the numbers alone, that it is clearly not. And this is an epidemic, rather, on a scale of what's going on in the Black community. Even on social media, you'll find this new generation coming up, the social media generation coming up, with some of the most outlandish, outrageous, like, things that would never happen 10 or 15 years ago. There are YouTube channels right now dedicated to Pakistani women who are married to Black converts, and they're showing off their half black Pakistani. There's more than one, mind you. There's a whole genre behind that. They're curly head babies, because this mix, they make some nice babies. Right? Let's be real today, right? They make some nice looking babies. They really do. As a matter of fact, you mix black with anything else, it's going to make a nice looking baby. Right? So black folk mixed with any other people group because of that the hair and the black features, like our body type and whatnot, and our skin tone and whatnot, and that makes that makes an exotic look. So there are entire channels dedicated to that. These are Muslims. This is the other side of the coin. Which Muslim woman is looking to marry a man that looked like one of those folks coming out of what's that channel that we blasted the other day? Or they look like Asrar Rashid or something like that. Who looking to marry that? Who looking to, you know what I'm saying? Who is looking to marry these women who are raised in the West, mind you? Which one of these women looking to marry somebody that looked like they came out Jamaat Tabligh and stuff? You think they're looking to marry that? That is the other side of the coin. That these Muslim women they're looking at what's going on in the West, and they are definitely, absolutely not interested in marrying men from their culture. I'm going to repeat that because y'all didn't hear. These women are absolutely not interested, after seeing what's going on in the West, marrying a cultural Muslim man. What do you mean, Bilal, a cultural Muslim man? I mean a man who grew up in a hyper-misogynistic culture and used that culture and said that their hyper-misogyny is also Islamic. Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? Not to mention the disconnect between Eastern culture and Western culture. Eastern culture may work in the East. It's fine. It's fine in the East. The kurta, pajama, whatnot, like whatever. You don't work out. You know what I'm saying? Like you're chilling, right? You're not taking care of your body. That might work in the East. But over here, that crap ain't gonna fly. It's not going to fly. My wife, she was working in Saudi Arabia, right? She was one of the heads of the university there, right? In Saudi. Okay. And in the women's department, they get a lot of Pakistanis and Indians, because they're hiring teachers, foreign teachers. There's a good portion of these professional women who are not married, and they refuse to get married. Not that they're not married by choice. They absolutely refuse to get married. And do you know why they refuse to get married? Do y'all know why? And they will tell you, and not the words exactly I'm saying, but they will say it, that their culture is hyper misogynistic, and to get married as a woman is to basically give up all your rights. It's to give up all your rights. One of my best friends growing up, right? He told me himself that he's a religious guy. He said he's never getting married because of what he saw in his house with domestic abuse and whatnot. And then when you say it out loud, people are like, oh, what are you talking about? But there are entire articles written about this. Research papers written about this. Domestic abuse in Pakistan. Violence against women, and whole things written about this. Why is domestic abuse so normalized? These women ain't looking to marry no cultural. They ain't looking to do that. They'd rather not. And there's another layer to this, especially in the West. And this is a massive, massive, massive layer. And we said cultural Islam is about to die. And we ain't going to the janazah when it does. Okay? It can't die fast enough for us, especially us converts. It cannot die fast enough. Cultural Islam, give me a break. Give me a break. Cultural Islam is one of the main reasons why we have all this infighting as an ummah. Because everybody want to make sure that their madhab or their sheikh, whatever, is at the forefront. People that's doing stuff in their own country without looking at the greater good of the wider ummah. They looking out for their own. But one of the big conundrums that we have here with both the men and the women. And this is for Arabs, this is for South Asians. They have this serious problem that they refuse to address because they don't see it as a problem at all. At all. But when their children come here, it is a massive, massive, massive cultural conundrum. And they refuse. We even hear stories of girls running away from home because of this. And that is marrying your cousins. It don't make a difference how many generations y'all been marrying your cousins, okay? As the second that your children come over here, they ain't playing that. It don't make a difference if it's halal. Remember we said over here, just because something is halal, doesn't mean you should be doing it all the time. We said that many times here. Sugar is halal, right? It's halal. If I eat a chocolate bar, I didn't do anything haram. But what if I eat chocolate bars for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? And all I do, my entire diet is chocolate bars. Is it still halal at that point? I'm not a mufti. I'm not going to give a fatwa. But I'm just giving y'all some food for thought. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Eating a hamburger and pizza is halal. But if my staple diet is hamburgers and pizzas, at what point does doing the halal become considered self-harm? And there are people who actually live like this. And we see the results. It's impossible not to see it. When I was in Yemen, there were people in Yemen, all they did was eat candy and chocolate bars because the candy and chocolate bars and whatnot in Yemen and the soda is cheaper than the actual food. So they got used to eating these candies and chocolate bars. And because of that, you see a lot, on top of the chewing the kat, you know, the kat that they chew, you see a lot of rotten teeth in Yemen. Okay, anybody can tell you that. Okay, many people got some rotten teeth in Yemen. Okay, it's like no joke. Candy there is very cheap. It's dirt cheap there, cheaper than normal. Candy and soda. So they get used to drinking that stuff. And it's rare to find, you know, especially in Sana'a, people with white teeth. You know, they got some green teeth, some yellow teeth, like all kind of different colors. Every color of the rainbow is in their mouth, except for white. Black, you name it. Anybody who's been in Yemen can testify, okay? You can testify. So now, these kids are coming over here. You think they're thinking about marrying their cousins? They ain't worried about it being halal in the Quran or whatnot. They ain't worried about that. They understand it's halal. They just not doing it. They're not doing it. They would rather run away from home than marry their own cousin. And the shocking thing about all of this is that we do find articles about this. A lot of articles, right? I was very stunned because when I went to look at some articles and stuff, I found quite a bit. But most of these articles are written by blogs. The vast majority of them. I did not find any that I could say that was written by like an imam or something like that, or a message, just like blog writers. You get me? So let's look at this other one. 1 second, y'all. Let me just pull this up. 1 second. Let me get this one. Now we know, especially with the young men, the reason why they are marrying out, they're not marrying Muslim women, is because the expectations of them of not making zina are way too high and unrealistic. So we find them, you know, this is so common. You find them, they have their girlfriends or whatnot in high school, and they have their girlfriends in college or whatnot. They end up marrying those women. And we're reaching now, even some of them in the second generation of doing this. You know, someone in the second generation of following this method. You get me? You know, sometimes they convert, these women, sometimes they don't. The women are different, though. The women are different. Some of these women want to get married, they can't. Because the pool of men is just not there. Some of them are opting out totally of marriage because their parents and their uncles insist that they marry their cousin or somebody from their tribe or whatnot, and they rather not. They'd rather buy a dog die alone. Okay? Like straight up. They would much rather do that. And then we have the other demographic of women who are stigmatized because of divorce, particularly from the immigrant community. They are stigmatized because of previous children or whatnot. When I was in Morocco, Moroccans are different, right? The women there are very different. The women in Morocco, they take care of themselves. They really do, right? The women will go out and exercise every morning as a group of women with hijab. You'll see them, all these hijabs, out in the park every morning doing exercises together as a group. So many of them, right? They're not joking around, right? And this is why many men, one of the preferred places to go to get married is Morocco, because Moroccan women, they make very good wives, right? Same thing with Yemenis, they make good wives, right? And Syrians too. So they like, but Morocco is like one of the hot spots, even amongst it's well known in the Arab world, right? However, some other cultures, they ain't like that. They ain't like that at all. Okay? In some other cultures, they think that women exercising breaks their virginity. So they insist that their women don't exercise. And then after the first child, the woman has a first child, you know, sister looked like a potato, right? She already hit the wall after one child. It's happened so many times in Saudi. I've seen this many, many times. Okay. Maybe Saudi is one of those them cultures too, right? They don't believe in their women exercising at all. Okay. And if you do that stuff over here, your chances of holding on to a man, or keeping a man rather, dwindle very, very, very quickly. Very quickly. Men in general, it doesn't make a difference where you are, they're visual people, right? Men are just visual. But they're hyper visual in the West. You know, you're talking about in the West where we have been having beauty pageants for almost, a better part of more than a half a century at least. Way more than a half a century. Beauty pageants. Swimsuit contest, bodybuilding, all this kind of stuff. What is the standard of beauty? So if your woman doesn't meet the standard of beauty, then she ain't gonna get no man. If you look at the immigrant community, we can call out some immigrant communities that ain't nobody in their community ever met like I've never met some bodybuilders from certain, I'm not going to mention their names, but I never met some brothers, bodybuilders from certain communities. And I never met some in shape sisters from other communities. Ever. So Charles Irby said, I asked a few sisters if they have an issue exercise 3 to 4 days a week. They became infuriated with that question. This is a problem. Charles Irby, I promise he's talking about black women. I promise he's talking about black women. This problem that some of y'all think I'm just ragging on the immigrants. I'm not. We know our people too, okay? Black men will exercise. Black men will go to the gym. Okay? You know the 4-leaf clover, how rare it is to find? Like you go to try to find a four-leaf clover, almost impossible to find. It's almost impossible to find a black woman in the gym. Okay? And even if she go to the gym, she might go to the gym maybe a couple of times here or there, then quit for like a whole few months. Like it's something she don't do occasionally. You know what I mean? And even if she go to the gym regularly, her diet ain't good, right? This is something that is, you see in black women all the time. That black women, they have this thing that they believe that they can just show up and that's it. That's all they need to do. Just appear. And the man in their dreams will just show up because they're there. There's something in their psyche. Black feminism really destroyed the psyche of the black women. It really did. Gave them the most unrealistic expectations. And then you have a generation after generation after generation of single mothers raising kids to perpetuate these same ridiculous standards, just ridiculous. And then when black men decide that, you know what? The world is a global village now. I'm going to go up. Now they talking about, they got something to say about passport bros and all that kind of stuff. This is what's going on with the immigrant Muslims right now. The same thing that happened in the black community, the same thing is going on with the immigrants. Same thing. Not much difference, except in the immigrant Muslim community, it's happening on both sides. That's happening with the men and happening with the women because they're experiencing a massive cultural shock. And so you can have even your so-called da'is infuriated at black folks like it's our fault. Okay? Like, it's our fault that, we got swag, we, exercising, staying in shape, looking good or whatever. And your children are looking at us like we want to be like that. Why don't you make dawah to our people instead of hating us? We didn't do nothing to y'all. Black people historically have not done anything to anybody. See, look at Sister Sama Noor said, Salam, you're right. I started Pilates and I'm the only black woman there. Yeah. We know our people. We know them very, very well. We know them very well. I haven't gone to the gym in a very, very long time since my injury, right? I haven't been to the gym, right? But anybody can tell you I'm in the gym between 5 to 6, maybe minimum 4, but 5 to 6 times a week is regular to me, right? Is normal, right? I push a lot of weight, okay? And now all that weight that I push is basically, affecting my health, right? So I have to back off now, right? I'm not a light lifter, okay? I'm a very, very, very heavy lifter, okay? But anyways, that's besides the point. The point is that I can count probably on one hand the amount of black women I've seen going to the gym regularly. On one hand. Every other people group, except for maybe brown, like the Asian, like the South Asians, don't really see them in the gym either. Let's call this. Rarely see Arabs in the gym. Rarely. Right. So you're talking about 2 large Muslim groups. Okay. The people I was saying that I never seen a bodybuilder, since we're being honest here, I've never seen in my entire life a Somalian man look like he's a bodybuilder. Never. A Somalian man with muscles, that's something I've never. If somebody knows some Somalian man with muscles, please send me the picture. Right? But I know a lot of Somalis. I ain't even seen. I've seen Somalians here that push weight, but never with muscles, like definition. Anyway, never in my entire life. Okay, we've seen Somalian women look like models. We've seen some of that, like people like Iman and whatnot, right? Men, no, right? It's very, very rare, right? Charles Irby says, I noticed Moroccans take fitness very seriously. I saw a lot of Moroccan guys in the gym, and I wonder if it's the same in Algeria. Yeah, this is a fact. This is a fact. Moroccans take fitness as a whole very seriously. And when I went to Morocco and I saw Muslim women in hijab, they're hijabis, okay? In all ages, young, old, you name it. Some of these women was like legit in their 60s, some of them. As young as in early teens and as old as in their 60s. And they're in a massive group in the park exercising every day in the morning. I was like, wow, man, this is crazy. This is crazy. But anyways, I digress. I know we talked about a lot of stuff, right? But the point is that there is a crisis on the horizon because of this marriage problem in the Muslim community. And black Muslims, we already knew. We knew for a long donkey years. We already knew, right? Because how many black brothers trying to find a wife, okay? They marry, somebody within the community, black woman. Relationship blows up, nukes, just blows up. Because again, that black feminism, our issues in the black community largely ignored. It's only now I'm seeing imams talking about this, only recently. But imagine this problem being compounded over 3 solid decades. As far as I've been Muslim, right? Nobody trying to deal with the issue on a serious level. Okay. And then they try to marry Pakistani women, try to marry Egyptian women, try to marry, somebody. They're trying to get married. And these men are saying, oh, hell no. They're saying, no way. There is no way we are marrying our women to your nappy-headed behind. Ain't gonna happen. You can be a brother from afar. Okay? Be my brother in Islam, not my brother in my house. Okay? That's how they're looking at you. Like, not to mention that these folks, these immigrants, they have very long, stable lineages. Lineage is incredibly important. Not everything is about race all the time. Sometimes they're looking at you like you a mutt. They're looking at you like funny. They're not looking at you because, you're black. They're looking at you because you don't have any proof that you can hold a marriage. That's how they're looking at you. So these men, they're going overseas. They're going to Egypt. They're going to Morocco. They're going trying to get themselves away from some other place somewhere. Okay. Now, a lot of these cultures, they caught on to these brothers getting married and stuff. And some of these women are on a hustle. They're on a straight up hustle, right? From these other countries, right? So they come in here, marrying these men, give them children until they get the green cards or the visas or whatnot, and they hit the road hard. Okay? Because they understand what they're trying to get, their entire life they struggled in these poor third world countries. And now they're coming over to America, become American citizens, and live the life. So that's how they're thinking, right? And then you have the woman. On the woman's side, like I said, let me show y'all a picture, man. Let me show y'all a picture, and you tell me, okay? You tell me, okay? One second, y'all. If I'm tripping, no problem. Okay? Because let's call a spade today. This is a serious problem. And this is why I keep saying it, cultural Islam is going to die in the West. It will die. It's inevitable. Your kids do not want it, which is why they are not marrying each other. You should have married a black convert. Okay? You should have married a black convert. Now they looking to marry any old Westerner. Most of them Catholic, don't make a difference. But they ain't marrying anybody in their culture. Okay? Or they just shack up with them. This is what's happening right now. Muslims out of all religions are the least married. By far. 46%. Was it 46 or 47? Let me pull it up again. Numbers wasn't even close. But anyway, let me show y'all this, y'all. 45%. The closest one to that is 37%. Not even a competition. Let me show y'all something, okay? I want the women to answer this. Okay? Just the sisters. I only want the sisters to answer. Look at this crowd, okay? That is Asrar Rashid. These are his folks. Any sister can answer. Even, especially if you're South Asian and you watching, I want y'all to answer honestly. You can hide your identity, okay? All right. But look at here. Let me just turn the volume down so it could play out. Where's the volume? Let me put this thing on mute. Let me play this, y'all. Okay. Y'all see this, right? You all see this video, right? Y'all seeing this? Okay. We playing it on silent. Are any of you sisters, if you have daughters, if you have nieces, or if you're single, okay, are you fitting to marry any man that look like one of these? Yes or no? Just let's be honest today. Let's be honest today. Is any of y'all looking to marry any dude that look like one of these? Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. You can say yes. It's no problem. You can say yes. You say, yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm just saying. Okay? I have daughters. Okay? For me, quite honestly, I couldn't see myself doing that to one of my daughters, man. I couldn't see myself doing it. If you built like a hairy potato, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't working for me. It ain't gonna work for me. But I that might just be me. These folks are not in some other country somewhere. These are all in Britain. They're in Britain. Okay, they're all British. And inquiring minds need to know like if one of these just approach you. See, Sister Lil Asman said she had a great question here. I would marry them for the deen. Great point. Excellent point. Excellent point. Here's the problem. The deen now is being compared to mediocrity because of the folks that are being put in front of us because of the deen. Right? What do you mean? There are folks that are on the deen with big knowledge and are absolutely well kept, in shape, exercise, masculine, and are let me show y'all something, because you're gonna think I'm tripping. Okay, there are people on the deen who have big knowledge and are just absolutely amazing, right? They are muscular, they are active, they are, well kept, always looking sharp, all the time, not looking dusty. Let me show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all something, okay? Because the sister, she made a great point. I would marry them for the deen. Okay. Let me show y'all. This is Sheikh Abdullah Aduro. He's a sheikh. He studied in Medina University for 8 years. He has big knowledge. Oh, let me share. I didn't share. Did I share? Yeah, I shared. He has big knowledge. Okay, big. Look at this guy. Look at him. Does he look mediocre to you? Always dressing sharp. Whenever I see him, he's always well dressed, smiling, just an amazing smile, amazing features, very masculine, and always doing something. Why does the deen have to be compared to mediocrity? Why? Why is it that every single time we think deen, we got to subject these poor immigrant women to this? To this. You see the difference? Y'all see what I'm saying now, right? Y'all see what I'm saying now? And what we're seeing, the women are seeing too. You get me? What we see, the women see. And is this our fault as Black converts? No, it's not. But now what's happening in the Black community is happening in the immigrant community when it comes to marriage. You're having some big problems coming when it comes to marriage. Big problems. There is no way that when you think the deen, you got to think slobby, out of shape, very obviously eating a hella kapsa or a hella biryani or whatever. Like why you got to be like that? Why? It don't got to be like that. When you think of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu, do you think slobby, out of shape? When you think Umar Khattab, do you think slobby, out of shape? When you imagine the Sahaba, you imagine very good features. Very good features. That's how Islam should be. But when you are culturally pushing Islam, when you're pushing Islam like a culture, like a type of ethnic group, you can relegate your entire religion inside the masjid. Look at this, okay, and compare that to this. Compare that to this. Is it the same? Is it the same? See, and here's the other thing. This is why, especially the immigrant Muslim community, they look into Andrew Tate to teach them how to be masculine and stuff. That's why they look into Andrew Tate to teach them how to be masculine. Is Andrew Tate is ethnically ambiguous. He looks like he can be one of them. He looks like he can be a South Asian, or looks like he can be an Arab and whatnot. And he got muscles and everything. All right. He got women, everything. Meanwhile, we have this right here amongst the ones, but because he's black, because Sheikh Abdullah Abdullah is black, y'all ain't trying to hear it. Okay? If you listen to Sheikh Abdullah Abdullah speak, amazing speaker. Absolutely incredible. One of the most underrated speakers I've ever heard. And on top of that, he looked like $1,000,000 all the time. You're not like me. You're not like me with all this afro. No, he's always sharp. Always. They ain't trying to push that. They ain't trying to push that. If you look at just, black converts in general, look, you know what? Let me show y'all something, okay? You think I'm tripping. I'm not tripping. I know what I'm talking about. One second. I know what I'm talking about. Look at here. Let me switch this up for y'all, because y'all think I'm tripping. Right? I'm not tripping. I know what I'm talking about. Okay? Cultural Islam is going to die. Charles Darwin said, I'm not familiar. His name is Abdullah Adoro. Let me put this thing up to the top so y'all can see. Right? Abdullah Adoro. Okay? Studied in the University of Medina for 8 years. Well-spoken, very well-spoken. He's a convert, okay? He's a surgical technologist. And he is really an example in the Muslim community of black excellence, like honestly. And it's a damn shame that even for the wider Muslim community, he's not getting pushed more. He should definitely be pushed more. He should absolutely be pushed more. I'm not getting it. You're pushing Andrew Tate and putting this guy, like, what is y'all doing, man? Y'all can't be serious. Y'all can't be serious. It might be because he works with Yaqeen Institute. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. I think it's just simply because he's black. That's it. Because I haven't heard him say anything like outrageous or anything like that. But anyways, Abdullah Adoro, okay? But I'm going to show y'all something, okay? Now, we have been looking at... One second, y'all. We have been looking at these folks. Where are we? Where are them folks? Let me share the screen. We've been looking at these folks here, right? We asked the question. We wasn't shy about it. We asked the question. Which one of y'all fitting to marry one of this? Okay. Okay? This is not Pakistan or Afghanistan or India. This is Britain. So you can imagine the British sisters, they're watching this and they're watching what's around them. And now you have a conundrum in the West where we said, according to Pew Research, 78% of Muslim men are married, while only 22%? Let me get those, 28, I think. Let me get those numbers. It's almost exactly like the numbers for black folk. Like it mirrors what's going on in the black community. Okay? But anyways, the point is, yeah, I think it's 28%, right? 28% of Muslim women are married, whereas 78% of Muslim men are married. There's a problem. We mentioned that 45% of Muslims at marrying age are unmarried, the highest of all religious groups. And it's not even close. The next group, which is the other group, the other religious groups, when you're getting compared to other religious groups, they're at 37%. We know for a fact this is happening because most of us are going through it with our own kids. Okay? Now compare this video that we're watching right now. Compare that to this. Look at what the black converts are doing. This is Hadith disciple Rip Wright. These are the black converts. This brother here that's ripped, this light-skinned brother, he's doing the pull-ups. You know how old he is? I think he's like 52 years old. Look at him. Look at him. "52 years old." Let me pull this full screen, y'all. He has his own YouTube channel, Hadith Disciple Rip Wright. Check it out. Check out the workouts. What he does is not only comparable to what mainstream workout channels are doing, but many of them are just way better. His workouts are way better. I know because like I said, I was working out between 4 to 6 days a week before I got injured. Okay, last year, but you know, these are exercises I do. I do the pull-up bars. I do all this, the back workout, whatnot. You know, you can ask my sister. I push and I pull a hella weight. Okay, not so much no more. I'm getting old and injured and all that kind of stuff, right? Right, but his workouts are professional. Okay? And he's helped a lot of people. Now, we are supposed to be one Muslim ummah, correct? So why is it that we are looking at black folk like some sort of pariah or something? The wider Muslim community can't take from this? Are you trying to tell me that? Wider Muslim community can't learn from this? This is a Muslim channel. He will teach you how to get like ripped like him. He'll teach you. He has the most amazing stories too, because this brother, the same brother, was a legit hood rat, okay? He was a gangster. He became Muslim and now he's starting to do this stuff. If you hear some of his stories, amazing stories. But because he's black, right? And this is what's happening. Y'all are looking at us funny, like we ain't got nothing to offer. And there's so much to offer. Okay? And now we got this massive problem with marriages in the Muslim community, and the immigrants are mirroring now what's happening with black folk in general. Y'all hearing me? And this is insane. But yeah, this is what they don't want to marry African men. But here's the thing, right? We've known this for a long time, right? And the chickens have come home to roost now. There's a huge problem in the whole Western Muslim community. What has affected black folks now is now affecting the immigrant community. Okay? What has affected black folks is now affecting the immigrant community. They can close their eyes all they want. We said it here years ago that the black struggle is the Muslim struggle, and you're going to see that the problems that we went through, the wider Muslim community is going to go through it too. So this right here, those numbers should be the fuel under our feet to fix what's going on within the wider black community, because we've had these problems. We've had these problems longer than anybody else. Sister Tika, she said, if you don't want your wife or your daughters following him, then you should follow his wife. She's amazing. May Allah increase her. Yes, his wife, she does these workouts in full niqab and abaya. His wife, for the women. Full niqab and abaya. Don't tell me that, black folks ain't got nothing to offer. Okay. Oh, Just Honey says, a lot of Muslim reverts who are black do get married, just not through the course. That is correct. That's correct. Because black folk generally, they just want to get married. Right? The problem is with the black community is that we need preparation before we get married, because black families have been so destroyed that good examples of what a good family looks like are very far and few in between. Very, very far and few in between. So we need ourselves to get those with successful marriages to give tutelage to those looking to get married before they get married. You get me? Especially young ones. Okay? All right, family. Thanks for joining me tonight. I apologize for all the technical difficulties, but this is a major, 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 major problem. Send this to your imams, your shayukh, whatever, your masajid. Let them do the research themselves. All the stuff I showed you is some Pew research. And on top of that, you can find some of this stuff where you can compare it to what's going on in the black community on blackdemographics.com. The numbers are astonishing, absolutely astonishing. And this should be frightening to the Muslims in the West. All right. So for those immigrants, again, they wanted to hold on to their culture so bad. This is the price you will pay for holding on to your culture. Okay? So anyways, family, Jazakumullah khair. May Allah reward you and bless you all. Subhanaka wa bihamdik wa ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. I'll see y'all. I'm coming live tomorrow, inshallah. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow, and we're going to do what's the top? I can't remember, but I'll see y'all tomorrow, okay, inshallah. 8 o'clock tomorrow.